Hey, it's Ubu, and today we're playing the demo for the Transference. It's developed by Kurai Shisama, and you can find the game on Steam. Basically, we're stuck in our own house, and we've been locked in by someone for some reason, and we have to find our way out. It's basically like an escape room style game, where we have to observe the environment, test our intellect, and escape creepy people or something. So it sounded really interesting to me, and I was made aware of this game by an acquaintance of mine, Sophie. She does a lot of great stuff. She does indie horror content, she does giveaways, and she helps shed light on indie horror projects like this. So I really appreciate her, and she does a lot of great work. I'll leave a link to her socials in the pinned comment below, so you can go check that out. Show her some love, tell her what's up, and check out all this great stuff that she does in this space, and yeah, tell her I sent you. Anyways, if you're not familiar with my channel, at the end of the video, I will review the game and share my general thoughts, and give it my final judgment. And if you would rather just see the review, I'll have timestamps in the description. So, we'll go ahead and get started. I feel like my eyes are really sensitive today, so we'll do our best here. We'll hit new game. I've tried to record a couple stuff this week. It just hadn't turned out, so my apologies for the delay in uploads. Been a weird week.
No!
Ugh. Alright, that's a good start. I can tell this is going to be fun. A while before...
I must have fallen asleep. Mother?
Ah!
Come, Mother.
Oh my
I'll
God.
take you to bed.
Just...
Are you all right? Wait. I'll get you a glass of water. And on the way, I'll turn this off.
Weird, there's no ambience in the room, so the voice acting sounds very isolated. Like as though it's not happening in the room, it's happening just like in a studio or something. Give a glass of water to Mother. Look for a glass in a kitchen cabinet. Okay. The game's so quiet. E to interact. There we go. There are no items. Alright, where is the glass? Here we go. Empty glass. Nice. It's teaching us how to use the inventory.
The truth is, since losing her voice, we argue less. Not because she doesn't want to argue, but because I can't hear her telling me off for everything.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm blocking the objectives here. Alright, we'll try that now.
Here, drink some water to help your cough.
This water will help your dry throat. I might need some too.
Better?
Fluoride.
I'll take the glass to the kitchen, and then I'll take you to your room.
Take the glass and accompany Mother to her room. Alrighty. Put the glass in the sink. It just had water in it. Just rinse it out.
Mother?
Where'd she go? This is a quaint little place, except for the skull on the wall. I mean, I think it's kind of cool, but it's pretty uncommon. She's a wizard.
Mother, I said I'd take you to your room.
Is that us?
I see.
Jeez.
I miss him too.
Oh, no, that's Dad. Okay. Jeez.
You don't want to talk about it, but... She doesn't want to hear me talk about that, or about anything. Look how proud she is of her eldest son. I don't think she's ever looked at me that way.
Wait, I thought that he just said it's her dad. It's his dad.
Samuel, even when you're dead, you overshadow me.
Oh. I'm confused.
I just remembered. I didn't check the mail this morning. I think I left it in my room.
Man. Alright, she's reading. I don't really like to, but the best way to be aware of possible ailments is to sleep in this adjoining room. What? I'll try to relax and ignore her attitude a little. Yes, I'll do that. I'll read the post and go to sleep. Tomorrow is another day. Okay.
Yes, I left the letters here. In fact, I opened this one, but I didn't get to read it.
It's the IRS. Pay your taxes.
It's from Andres, a scientist who worked in the lab with Samuel and Mother. I don't remember seeing him at Samuel's funeral.
Dun, dun, dun.
It looks like a condolence letter. Let's see. Dear family, please accept my condolences as an old colleague of Samuel and Sophia's. I'm sorry I couldn't attend the funeral. And I'm even more sorry for the awful situation the family has gone through in the last few months. I sincerely hope this unlucky streak comes to an end. Your mother, Sophia, was a prominent scientist. Huh? Science has lost a great woman? This man is giving his condolences for Mother instead of Samuel? How strange. Why the misunderstanding? And why would he think that Mother is dead? But what is happening?
Ah, heart attack.
My God, my head. Did I faint? I don't remember changing my clothes. That man implied. No, it doesn't make sense. There's the damn letter.
Sorry, this voice acting is
What is this? Who sealed up the window? How long have I been unconscious? I have to find out what the hell is going on here.
Find out what's going on and investigate the house. Alright, we can hide in the closet. That's good to know. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Oh, what's this? Piece of cardboard with 4 photos identified by the letters A, B, C, and D. Yes, I can see that. Refrigerator. Painting. Chair. Firewood. Okay. So we can hide in these just in general, it seems. Good to know. Good to know.
But who put this all together?
Somebody.
Well,
The
that's
devil.
to be expected. I'm not surprised that the front door is also sealed up. It seems well reinforced with cement.
Exposition.
I'll have to find another way out. Fuck! What is all this madness?
Hey, watch your mouth.
Am I dreaming? Focus, Marcos. Whoever set this up doesn't want you to go down to the basement.
I assume that makes sense.
Maybe the way out is down here.
Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, we need the code for the basement. Door to the kitchen storeroom is reinforced with a cover. The knob is missing. There are no items. Okay. We need a doorknob for the door. I know what that was. A red button here. Let's also test your agility. Crouch down to avoid being seen by the camera and try to open the box below it. If it detects you, come back and press this button. But first, there has to be electric power. Okay. Well, why can't I just open the box now? Security camera. It has a box below it with some kind of lock blocking it from opening. It isn't receiving any electrical power or electric power, whatever. It looks like that the daily meal comes in cans. That looks like a 3 Recent and not so recent food remains. Blue fork with a strange device. Okay. So, do we have an inventory? Or, yeah, here we go. I was like, there's gotta be inventory. It's weird that it's escape and not tab, to be honest, so. So, we have refrigerator, picture chair, firewood. I wonder if there's a combination there. No, they're just on the windows randomly. I don't see any way to interact with this refrigerator. What is this? Like some kind of water tank. I've never seen them in this house before. Okay. I was thinking like, okay, well, the picture has a refrigerator. That means the kitchen. So 3 would be the first thing. I don't know. But seeing 2 numbers in here kind of threw me off of that theory. I can't read that. There is a sheet with 4 forks drawn on it. 2 red, 1 blue, 1 green. Okay. Red, red, blue, green. Under the drawing I can read, the deer has eaten the answer. Okay. The page torn out of some book, a title that reads Problem of the Philosopher's Dinner by Edsger Dijkstra. I don't know how to say that. But it seems that someone has written the following text over one of the paragraphs. What? What is it? What? What's the following text? Oh, here we go. There are 4 phases. In each phase, all philosophers will perform one of the following actions. Eat, exchange an arm with another philosopher, or do nothing. Okay. If any philosopher performs the actions of eating, having 2 forks in their possession, they will be able to eat successfully. If after the 4 phases all the philosophers have eaten, the path to truth will become available. Okay. Eat, exchange an arm with another philosopher, or do nothing. I cannot talk today, apparently. If any philosopher performs the action of eating, having 2 forks in their possession, they will be able to eat successfully. Okay. Okay. These must be the philosophers. This one has a 2 red forks, so they can eat successfully. Put on left arm, put on right arm. They have arms already, right? Or maybe they don't. Okay. I guess we'll figure this out as we go. Let's look around some more. Hard to make out, but it looks like there's something inside the vent. I would need a key to open this lock. Okay, which I don't have. Here's a bathroom. Huh. Dear God. Alright, we can hide in the shower. Good to know. Surprised there's nothing in the toilet. What was that? Blue tomb. Okay. Horses. Where's that painting with the flowers on it? I haven't found that yet. Whoa, give me that. I want that. Gimme. No. There we go. Lever with circular end. Okay. Okay, we can go upstairs. This has 1 on it. Okay, here's that painting. There's a 5 by it. Whose blood is all this? What happened in here? The door is reinforced with a cover. It appears to be locked on the other side. Okay, the swan-shaped knob is new. It also has the word beauty engraved on it. Okay. Whatever. Another thing we have to hide in, or can hide in, rather. All these doors seem to be locked. The door to Samuel's room is reinforced with a cover and locked. This owl-shaped knob is new. It also has the word wisdom engraved on it. Alright. The door to the second floor storeroom is reinforced with a cover and locked. The lion-shaped knob is new. It also has the word strength engraved on it. Alright, well, we have a fork, so let's use it, I suppose, and see what's up. Put on right arm, blue fork. Okay. Photos identified by letters, A, B, C, D. Really sure what this is trying to tell us. I assume the number closest to that object is what maybe it's telling us. Is this what controls the power? What it seems like. Let me just hit this, see what it does. Interesting. I assume we're supposed to... I guess it says we're missing a green fork, though, so I don't even know if we can technically finish that or not. Let's see, 4, okay, 3. I guess I think I can really think of is to do stuff with what we already have, so. So 3, 5, something, 4. Where's that chair? Maybe it's in here somewhere. 8. 5, 8, 4. Maybe we can try it. All right, that's what that was. Nice. Okay, it's spooky down here. Nice.
What's that smell in here?
Hey! What the fuck is that thing?
The sound that makes is crazy. Oh my gosh, dude. That's crazy. Investigate the basement. This wash basin is from the bathroom on the second floor. It was installed here by taking advantage of the downspout in this area of the basement. It's all disgusting. Okay. We'll be sleeping down here in a cage. What in the heck? Oh, here's the green fork. Perfect. What was that? It seems like a kind of informal clinical report. Figures of hematological parameters can be seen. So we're just going to roll with it. Subject 13, Caucasian woman around 30 years old, January 18th, 1999. Initial registration. The patient arrives with a severe visual impairment. Perhaps this explains the accompanying subject 14, the perfect partner to test the regeneration of the sense of sight. Is the subject 13 that monster? I think also there was more pages to that, and I keep kind of skipping over them. There, January 21st, 1999. I can hardly believe that this is possible. The results of the eye test show very interesting levels compared to the initial ones. Not even a week has passed since the transference. That's the name of the game. And changes can already be seen. It is not a complete recovery, obviously, but we are in for something big. February 28th, 1999. The levels that the tests show have stagnated. The eyesight does not continue to improve. It doesn't make any sense. And her behavior is moving away from that of a human being. There is a photo attached to the report named as Subject 13. Okay. Lion key. Alright, well, we know where that goes. What is this, like, port door over here? Will they have installed this armored door in the basement? What are you asking? Although it looks like it's been here for a very long time, is it possible it's always been behind the wall? What kind of room could be back there? I don't know. It looks like a black abyss right now, and that doesn't seem very pleasant. I'd rather be in this well-lit house. Are they down here? They must be patrolling now, right? I don't know.
Where did it go?
Where is it? What's happening? Who's slamming doors? That's something my dad would say when we were
It
younger.
looks like it's gone that way.
Stop slamming doors.
Hey, what's that murmuring?
What's that noise? Do you hear it?
Is someone in Samuel's room?
Whoa.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Sounds like a man. He's going,
I don't understand a word.
Oh, this is the owl key. We don't have the owl key. We have the lion key, which is this one. Lion key. There it is. Hello? What's going on? Don't make me play chess. I don't really know how to play chess. June 22nd, 1995. At first, I didn't think anything of it. I was so absorbed in my work and slept so little that if I spilled my coffee when I tried to pick up the cup, the thought of any illness didn't cross my mind. What a strange sentence that was. It was in December of last year, during the Christmas vacations, when I realized that these seemingly random episodes of clumsiness could be something important. Today's evidence has been resounding. June 29th, 1995. It is one of those rare diseases that are hardly studied, since there are few cases. Even for more common illnesses, we receive almost no funding for research. At least I am lucky enough to work in this sector. The cure will not exist if I don't find it. August 16th, 1995. Sophia, a reference in the Spanish pharmaceutical sector. And what the heck is all my knowledge and success work if it's useless when I truly need it? I've had this stuff for months and no progress. So it's September 22nd, 1995. Samuel will visit me again tomorrow, and it would be strange if, once again, I didn't open the door for him. But I just can't hide the problem anymore. There are times when I fall down on the floor without any forewarning. He'll find out sooner or later. It's kind of scary. September 23rd, one day later. I had to tell him about my illness. My appearance speaks for itself. After a long discussion, there was no alternative. He's moving in tomorrow. When he finds out what's in the basement, I don't know if he'll decide to help me or lock me up. An illness like that, and she didn't even want her children's help. If I hadn't come to Samuel's funeral, I wouldn't have even known what she was going through. I left a long time ago because of how you treated me, but I would have come back to help you until your last days. Okay. And what does he mean by the last sentence? We were just in the basement. Samuel kept his collection of strange items on these shelves. Some were cult items with a dark history behind them. In fact, one of them was very rare. The very rare Spanish deck that used... Man, what is it about me not being able to read sometimes? In fact, one of them was the very rare Spanish deck that used to be within this circle. It looks like someone has taken it. There is a hexagonal notch. Is this hexagonal? No. Alrighty. I'm not sure what we learned being in here. Other than what's on the note, but I meant like for puzzles and stuff. Alrighty then, we're gonna try this puzzle again, I guess. Who do I want to give fork? I didn't really catch the pattern of shifting arms earlier. Well, I know for sure that we got 2 correct, just the way I had it set up. I'm gonna take a risk here. Let's see what happens. So the one next to her always ends up with both red. Boy, I really should pay more attention to that, because I still didn't catch it. Okay. Alright, we're going to try this one. Green in this one's left arm, and blue in that one's right arm. They all need to eat. They have to have 2 forks, though. Okay, that's what I wanted. They'll eat. Okay, so that is correct. Alright, I think I got it. Maybe. There we go. Nice. Oh, it took me a few tries. Not a big deal. Oh! Doorknob. Which goes to a door. I think it's this one, right? Nice. Progress. Power. Circular notch on the side of the fuse box. Alright, it's this one. We have power. Power. Energy. Okay, we need to peek up on this box and open it. Easy enough. I don't know if the camera can still see us and do something crazy, so we'll go back this way. Padlock key. What was that for? Is this a padlock? It is. Oh, nice. Making really good progress now. Oh, got another thing. Got the owl key. Nice. That's satisfying. Oh, no!
Fuck! I have to find somewhere to hide!
Why did you make me go this way? Alright, we found somewhere to hide. So I assume they're patrolling now. We will find out. I don't know what their behavior is, if they have sight. They probably have sight, but... Jesus Christ! They're just there! What is this, like The Walking Dead? That's really funny. They're like, Okay, whoops. Great autosave spot. Well done.
Fuck! I have to find somewhere to hide!
Why does it make me go this way? Let's run up here. Hopefully they'll leave. I hope I'm not like trapping them on the first or this floor with me, rather. They went to the left. I mean, we'll just have to wait it out, I guess. You're right outside the door. They walk like, yeah, what's up? All right, we just had to wait for them to despawn. Interesting. All right, we have the owl key.
Samuel's room has also changed quite a bit.
Hello.
Holy shit! What the fuck is this?
Come here. Would you like to play?
Fuck. I don't know what to expect in each room.
Yeah,
It looks like some kind of automaton.
automaton.
Hang on a second. Isn't this the deck of cards that Samuel found years ago at a market? It was one of those cult items that my brother collected. I recall there being a dark history with that deck, but he never let me get close to it.
Hey!
Stop.
You're like, don't touch that.
Want to touch the deck? You'll have to play.
I guess playing with this automaton is yet another test. What are these clippings? A neighbor from Solana de Calatrava claims to have seen a ghost. One of the neighbors of our village, Juan Posada, claims to have seen Samuel Rodriguez near the hunting reserve. There wouldn't be anything strange about it if it weren't for the fact that Samuel died a few weeks ago in a work accident. Samuel, is it possible that you survived the accident? Wait a minute. No, it can't be. But it makes sense. As strange as it seems, it's possible that all these tests were created by Samuel. I remember years ago, he used to challenge me with different riddles. And he always used strange mechanisms, library references, and numerical codes. Is it you who's locked me up here? But why? For fuck's sake, Samuel, where the fuck are you?
Fancy a game?
Bro, it finally clicked with me who this character reminds me of, all the exposition and stuff. It reminds me of, if you've seen Death Note, the main character, he does this kind of like reasoning in his head, like this, like, well, if he did this, then what if it was this and stuff. It's really funny. I can't believe, I was like, what does that remind me of? Anyways. And this guy sounds like the villain in one of those Pirates of the Caribbean movies, where he's like the Spanish, like, ghost thing, Captain Jack Sparrow or whatever. Anyways, play the 7:30 game. Let's see how to play first.
It's very easy. Pay attention to the screen.
Oh yeah, that's gonna really help me. On each turn of a game, each player will decide whether to pick a card or not pick any more cards during the game. Okay. Cards numbered 1 to 7 are worth the points of their own numbers. For example, the card number 3 is worth 3 points. I got it. Cards numbered 10, 11, and 12, so the Jack, the Knight, and the King are worth 0.5 points. Half a point. The player who comes closest to 7.5 points wins. The player who exceeds 7.5 points will have lost. If any of the players have 10 cards in their possession, the cards of both players will be shown to see who has won. Each player's cards will not be seen by the other until the time of the count.
Got it?
That sounds kind of fun.
Let's play already.
Let's play. Play the 7:30 game. 2. I want another card. F it, we ball. Oh!
Shut.
Right, so that's worth half a point. Okay. We have 2.5 points. Five and a half points. So 6 cards have been dealt. Oh, this is something. I don't want any more cards.
I won't pick up any more cards.
Yes, 4 at 5.5. I win. Leave the game. But what do I win? How do I get that? Oh, games for prize 3. Oh, crap. Okay. Let's play again. I didn't really read that, so clearly. Alright, well, that's a good start. Or a bad start. Oh, he went, oh! He's trying to bluff us. Let's go another card. Okay. I will... Oh, he busted. Idiot. This robot's dumb. The game of chance, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, it's a game of statistical mathematicians or whatever. Hmm.
I only got 3 more cards.
Oh, really? I will. Oh. He had 7, so I don't know if I was going to beat that. Well, I wouldn't have if I would have chosen not to take more cards. You know what I'm saying. 11. These cards look really cool, by the way. I like the art on them. They're very strange. So we have half a point. It says it in the top of the screen. I'm just going to remind you anyways. 3.5. This guy makes me think of a robot you would see in Futurama as well. Alright, we just need... Yeah, a 4. Perfect. I don't want any more cards, because I won.
I only got 3 more cards.
Is it a draw? Haha, we win. Yes!
Looks like your lucky day.
Thank you. Red Tomb and a cassette player to listen. Sound documents. Gotcha. Alright, it seems that from here, Samuel watched the cell in the basement where that monster was locked up. So Samuel was the one doing the experiments. Is this the book Samuel wrote? I know he wrote a book about computer science and genetics, but I'll never read it. In the classic computer science problems section, one sheet is missing. Okay, man, I have a lot of hiccups today, gosh. Alright, let's see. Addendum to clinical report, March 8th, 1999. Subject 13 managed to escape through the ventilation ducts. She exits and enters several times from these ducts. Perhaps there is still some memory of how she first accessed the house. Let her look around all she wants. Everything is locked now. I don't have time for this, but I can't let her go free before starting the process. Interesting. March 9th, 1999. I've barely slept. On one of her outings, I managed to lure her in and lock her in the upstairs bathroom, but she used some furniture and part of the toilet to break through the wall. I should have realized that this wall is one of the least resistant in the house. Why would you know that? I sedated her and returned her to the basement cell. I will strengthen this cell, but I barely have time. I must get on with the process now, but first, I have to finish what's left here. So, it's weird. It seems as though Samuel, the house is this way because of Subject 13 and Samuel trying to contain them. But I don't get why we just randomly woke up here. Maybe it'll be explained. Maybe we're one of his test subjects. Plot twist. Okay, the land of the Perez sisters. Purple Tomb. Can we read this note first on the side here? It's a short tale by Saturnino Kaleha. I hope I'm saying this right. Okay, if I'm not, I apologize. The Testament of the Perez sisters. Some information is highlighted in the book. The Perez sisters had a family plot of land inherited from their parents. They had it divided into 6 equal parts. Each sister built her house and lived in 1/5 of the land. The 6th portion was a garden that they all took care of, and in which they had decided to be buried. The division of this garden would not be as homogeneous as the distribution of the original land, but each one would decide where to rest eternally according to their last wills, which are detailed below. My name is Pilar. 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 I love the color blue, water, and our fountain. I would like to rest a step away from my precious water fountain. My name is Enriqueta. I'm sorry. And I love my trees. I've always been attracted to the green color of the grass, and I only ask to be buried one step away from any of my beautiful trees. I'm Eugenia. Eugenia? I hate trees because they are always full of bugs. I hate the sound the fountain in our yard makes. I wish I had been an only child and never had to be put up with these jerks. Please, I demand that my remains rest more than 2 steps away from the fountain, any trees, and any of my sisters. Okay, so she wants to be 2 steps away from everybody. Good God. I notice there's a key over here on the left, too. I don't know what it's really telling me. Like what 4 spaces does. I don't know. We'll figure it out. My name is Dolores, and I love the color purple. I would prefer not to be buried near my sisters, as they have been a bit insufferable in my life. I shouldn't have to endure them for eternity, especially Enriqueta and her obsession with our trees. In fact, they are more mine than hers. I always took care of them. If anyone should be closer to them, it's me. I want to be buried 1 step away from 2 trees and more than 2 steps away from any of these stupid ones. Stupid ones as in your sisters? We have all those? We have blue, purple, red. I think we're missing one, right? I just realized there's a yellow tomb. I've been working on this puzzle for like almost an hour. I'm not even kidding. I must be crazy because I thought there were only 4 sisters. I must be really missing something here. I'm super confused now. Blue is fountain. Green. Dolores is purple. Oh, now there's red. I swear it never mentioned there being red on here. I must be crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Great. There we go. Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, I can't tell you how long that took me. It's a cassette tape. Boy.
Hello, Samuel. I hope it's me who is hearing this.
It's my brother's voice, but did he record a message for himself?
Today is March 10th, 1999, and I'm recording this just before undergoing the transference. Because you are me, if you've made it this far. I don't think just anyone could have passed my tests. Hey, and if you don't remember anything, don't worry. In experiments with humans, we already saw that a side effect was memory loss. But don't worry. Once you solve the riddles, you will know everything that happened. Although, there is a small chance that it is you, Marcos, who is listening to this. The truth is that I would be quite surprised, since when you were little, you had a hard time solving the ingenious puzzles that I designed to test your intellect. Yeah, you must have been very lucky to have reached this point. But I don't think you can keep passing my tests. Don't try looking for me, even though I'm closer than you think. You won't be able to find me. And in fact, if I were you, I wouldn't bother trying to get out of here. So, relax. You have enough food in the kitchen to last you several days. Although, at most, I estimate that you only have a few hours left to live. Oh, and by the way, thank you. Even if you don't know it, in the end you did serve a purpose. Dear brother.
Huh? What does he mean by that last thing? And why does he say that I'm about to die? Samuel has always been an asshole, but so much that it would come to this? I don't know if everything he said is true, or an overly elaborate fucking joke. Has he poisoned me? I have to find that asshole.
Come here. Would you like to play?
Huh? Fuck! It's here!
Oh no, it's here.
Best to leave through this door.
Okay, I will.
No!
Oh no! Oh, this is the beginning of the game. Will Marcos have survived? And if so, will he be alive for long? Where is Samuel and what is his plan? Why would he have locked up his brother? Is it necessary for the dealer automaton to wear a hat and bow tie? That's really funny. Too many questions to not be up to date with the news of this game. Alright, I wish there was a way to be... But if you click on the Steam wishlist button below, you can wishlist the game to be aware of everything. Okay. And thank you very much for playing the demo. You're welcome. I'm glad that I was hard locked on that puzzle for so long. And it was the end of the game the whole time. Alright, I'm going to talk about that puzzle when I get to that part of my review. So now I'm going to review the game. And I'm going to start with visuals, and then I'll go into audio, mechanics, story and concept, and then performance and settings, and then I'll give the game my final judgment. So visually, I don't mind the game at all. I think it's pretty acceptable the way it looks. I don't have any issues with it. I think everything looks pretty good. I like the way the house is populated with assets that make it look like some sort of escape room scenario that we're in. All the weird windows, you know, being blocked up and have numbers on them. You know, all the stuff in the kitchen and the robots and the dining room and all that. I like how everything looks. I think it comes together pretty well and creates a cohesive environment, and it makes a lot of sense for what the plot of the game is and whatnot. So for me, visually, I think the game is totally fine, and I don't really have any issues with it personally. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about the visuals. I think it's totally fine, and I think well done. In terms of audio, the audio is interesting. There's not much going on. I like the main menu music here. It's pretty decent, sets the tone fairly well. The monster sounds and the voice acting is very interesting, but the game has a bit of a charm to it. It's not taking itself too seriously, which I appreciate. So I don't mind that the monster might sound a little corny, you know, with like the rah and all that stuff that it does. It's not very scary in itself, but that's not a big deal either. I actually quite like it being a little hokey in a way. Just like the voice acting, it's very intense, but it's like almost a little forced. But the way the voice actor sort of emphasizes things and just their cadence and everything, I think it's kind of funny more than anything. That's not like me making fun of the game. I just think that's just the way it comes across to me. Like I said, the game doesn't seem to take itself too seriously, and I like that charm about it though. Like, I like he reminded me of Death Note and just like the overthinking everything, and oh, there's a bit too much of like over explanation of like, I need to run through this door kind of things, you know, like I think the player could probably figure out more of what's going on, or maybe that it would be a little bit more effective if the main character didn't just seem to kind of think about everything that maybe we would have discovered ourselves. So it's a little overdone in that way. It's a little overwritten in terms of dialogue. So that's not really much about the audio itself, but the way the guy just sort of just goes on and on and on about stuff, it's really funny. But I think it's done well. I like what they're doing with the voice acting. Like, I don't think it's bad or anything personally. I think they're really giving it a good effort, so I appreciate that. But aside from that, I'm not really sure of much of the audio that really stands out that, you know, is really strong in this game. I just think it's appropriate for what we're experiencing in the game. Like, you know, the philosopher robots, you know, making all the noises they make. And, you know, when you turn the electricity back on, that makes a noise. So all of it's appropriate for what's happening in the environment and what we're doing. So I would say the audio is fine across the board. In terms of mechanics, I like the idea of the game being really focused on puzzles, having this escape room approach and overall design. I didn't have any real issues with the puzzles. I like finding the keys and how the keys will lead to more things that you find. And I like that rhythm of games like this where as you find objects, they help you find more things and to solve puzzles, and the puzzles help you find more things to solve more puzzles. And I think it's well paced in that way where you find a photo, and then you find all the numbers to open the basement, and then you go in the basement, and then it leads you back upstairs because you get the fork, and then you get the forks, and you use the forks on that puzzle, and then so on and so forth. I like that about this game mechanically. I have a lot to say about that puzzle in a moment that I was stuck on. But other than that, I like everything that you have to do, like, oh, hide away from the security camera, or, find a way to turn the power on, or find a different keys, and all that I think is fine mechanically. The monster I have it set on to where it's only appropriate for the story for the monster to appear. You can have the monster appear more often as well if you would like, but I did it just for story reasons, and I think it was well implemented. It didn't become annoying to be chased around all over the place. I think that would probably hurt the game to have the monster roaming. Maybe that's just me, but I do appreciate that that's an option at least. So it makes the focus of the puzzles a little bit better, a little bit stronger that way. At least that's the way I would like to have experienced the game. So I'm glad I left it the way it was, and I think that works really well in the game's favor. I like the puzzles a lot. Now, I have a lot to say about that puzzle with the pieces where you have to, the Perez sisters. I didn't know. I'm going to have to just figure out what I did wrong reading that note, because I convinced myself that there was 4 pieces, because I guess I didn't scroll enough through the notes, but I swear I never saw where it mentioned there was a red piece. So that would have made me understand that there's 5 pieces and not 4 pieces, because I thought the paragraph that didn't mention a color was for red. So I spent like 40 minutes doing the puzzle in the wrong way, and you can leave that up to player error. That's totally fine. I think you could structure a note like that to be a little bit more obvious of how many pieces there are, how many colors there are. I don't mind one of the descriptions leaving out a color, because that's just process of elimination. If you have 4 of the 5 and there's one that's still talking about a sister that doesn't have a color to it, well, there's still a color I need to associate with that paragraph. I'm a little frustrated that I spent that much time. This week has been so weird for me recording, and that's why I think it's kind of getting to me today. I've spent like 4 or 5 hours recording this week on videos that just, the game itself, anyways, I'm going to stop ranting. I just have recorded a lot this week for nothing to show for it. So when I got stuck on that puzzle, I thought, oh great, this is another one of those videos where I just can't get it out because I can't finish the game. So anyways, a little bit of a vent there. I'm not holding that against this game. It's not necessarily the game's fault for my frustration. I was frustrated that I just didn't realize there was a 5th piece. But once I figured that out, it obviously made the puzzle make a lot more sense. So don't do what I did. Read better and go look around and find all 5 pieces, please, because otherwise you're not solving the puzzle. You have to have all 5 pieces to solve the puzzle. I would much rather the game tell me that I can't do the puzzle without all the pieces, that, oh, you're still missing a piece to this, because the fact that I was able to sit down and like mess with the puzzle for so long, not having all the pieces, I think is strange, and it threw me for a loop. And I didn't mean to rant. I don't really do that here, but it's been a week, like I said. So anyways, aside from my frustrations, which are mostly my own fault, I would say mechanics are pretty strong in this game, and I enjoy them, and I like the focus on puzzles, and I think they're done with restraint. They're not complicated, but you can be like me and not pay attention and be stuck on a puzzle for an hour for no reason. So don't do that. So anyways, mechanically, the game is fine. There's a story and concept. The story is kind of interesting. It's really just all about our brother doing some kind of weird experiment on someone for some reason. Maybe trying to, I assume, transfer his mother's consciousness into another being because she's sick or something. That's what I got from it. So for some reason, he's trapped us in the house with the experiment. It also seemed to have hinted at potentially that he's transferring himself into someone else, which is bizarre. I don't know. I was really burnt out on that puzzle, so I might have not paid attention to that last bit on the tape recorder there. But it is still an interesting story from what I was able to gather, and I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad that the game gives you time to do puzzles and doesn't give you too much exposition. There are some notes here and there. I don't really like notes all that much in games, but I think having a little bit of context in this story definitely helps, so I don't think it's a big issue. Conceptually, the game is interesting as well. I don't really play a lot of like escape room type games. I don't think I've really played any, to be honest. So I like the game conceptually, and it's focused on puzzles and the whole escape room idea with also a story to sort of carry it through. So I would say good work there. In terms of performance, I would say the game performed just fine. I had no problems with it whatsoever, even though I don't quite meet the recommended hardware. And I'll also go into settings as I talk about performance. So here are the settings. It has a whole bunch of settings here. Of course, you have your controls here on the right. You can change the language for the text and the voices. Subtitles, you have appearances of the enemy, which you can change to more than usual or just enough for the story, which is what I had it on. Your window mode, your resolution, your frame rate limit, shadows, anti-aliasing, post-processing, texture quality, VSync, voices volume, sound volume, music volume, and then your mouse sensitivity or rotation sensitivity, and your brightness. So I would say these are pretty solid settings, and I appreciate them. I think it's just enough to maybe alter the game in the way of your liking in terms of its performance or even, the monster appearing in certain moments and what languages. So I would say the settings across the board are pretty solid and I think appropriate for how the game performed. So if the game performed very poorly, I expect to see settings like this in games. Some games sometimes just don't perform well, but also don't give you the option to adjust, potential graphic settings. So I'm glad that you included all of this, and I think that's well done. So my final judgment for the Transference demo is I would say it's good. It's the middle of my scale. I enjoyed the visuals, the mechanics, and the concept and its story, but I think its audio is a little lacking in a lot of areas. I think that could really help the game if that was improved in some way. Maybe add a little bit more ambience, a little bit more atmospheric sort of tones throughout that really stand out, because I think the audio is probably the weakest part of this game for me. I would also make sure if you're going to do puzzles that require multiple pieces, it may be wise to include something to tell me if I have acquired all of the pieces that I need for that puzzle. Now, I'm not going to hold it against the game as much as it sounds like I am, that I didn't know there were 5 pieces to that puzzle. But if there was something in the game that told me you have gotten 5 out of 5 pieces for this puzzle, I think that would make me feel better of other players not experiencing the same error that I made. So maybe work on that a little bit. But aside from those complaints, I would say everything in this is, I would say, pretty well done. And I think you're doing a great job with this. And I like the charm in this game. I like that it has a little bit of humor. It doesn't take itself too seriously, that you're sort of just going for a fun experience. And I think you're doing great with that. So a great job with this. And I wish you the best on your future endeavors and your work. Tell me what you think in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this game? Do you agree or disagree with me? Do you have anything to add? You just want to say hi? Let me know what's up. Don't forget to check the pinned comment below for the links to everything. Go play this game for yourself, form your own opinion, and I'm sure the developer would really appreciate your feedback as well as mine. If you'd like to support my channel, hit subscribe, leave a like, comment, and share the video. I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I think that's all I have to say about it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget, the pale moth is always watching.